Hello and welcome to Colin's Yarn Magic. This week's project is Mr. Chip, the Happy Little Ice Cream. It's a lovely and quite quick intermediate pattern. You will need to know quite a few different crochet techniques, including yarn under single crochet. However, in the description box below is a full list of materials and techniques used. There is also a pattern available, a written pattern on my Ravelry account. There is a small fee. However, if you join the Facebook group that's there in the description box, the Random Acts of Crochet, Kindness and More group, you'll be able to get yourself a free copy, or you can watch the video. Okay, so it's made from the top down. It's made all in one, so you stuff as you go. However, the flake is sewn on separately, and as you can see, I've given them some mint choc chips. Okay, so we're going to start with your the recommended hook, which is a 3mm. However, for the video, I'm going to do it on a 3.5 just so you can see it. Okay, these eyes are also linked in the description box below. So once you've got your materials, including your stitch marker, we will begin Mr. Chip. Okay, so grab your materials and we'll begin. Okay, so we're going to begin with your ice cream colour, and you're going to do a magic ring of 6 single crochets using the yarn under technique. Okay, so make your magic ring and then chain 1. Okay, that chain 1 doesn't count, so we're going to do 6 yarn under single crochets. So place your hook into the ring, and usually we would yarn over. However, we're going to yarn under. So take your hook and go in the opposite direction. So go over your hook with the yarn under it, yarn under and pull up a loop. Now, when you have your 2 loops, you yarn over and pull through. So yarn over normally and pull through those 2 loops. That's 1. Go under the, go into the ring, yarn under, so you bring your hook through, and then yarn over, pull through 2. So you go yarn under. So as you can see, we go in the opposite direction, pull up your loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Like I say, I'm going to be doing it from the pattern, so if you have that in front of you, you'll understand what I mean. Okay, so once you've got your 6 single crochets, you're going to close your little ring. Into that first loop there is where we're going to begin our round 2. Okay, so round 2 is an increase stitch all around, still using yarn under single crochet. So yarn under, pull a loop through. When you have 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now place your stitch marker into that stitch, and we're going to continue working our increases all the way around. So go into the stitch, yarn under, pull a loop through. When you have 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So 2 yarn under single crochets in each stitch around. So continue to do that, and we'll meet back up ready for round 3, an increase in each stitch. Okay, so round 3 is single crochet 1, increase. So into the first stitch, work 1 yarn under single crochet, then yarn over, pull through 2, and pop your stitch marker back in. Into the next stitch, you're going to work an increase. So it's 2 yarn under single crochets. Then repeat, that's in brackets, so that's what's repeated around. You do 1, then an increase, 1, then an increase, all the way around. 1, and an increase. 1, 2, and repeat. Yarn under 1, yarn under single crochet, increase. 1 increase all the way around, and we'll meet back up for round 4. Okay, so if you have the pattern in front of you, it says that we're going to stagger our increases. You can see here the increases leaves you like a corner. We don't want this for a rounder effect. We're going to stagger them. So the first part says single crochet 1, then increase. So we'll do that, then we'll begin a repeat. So yarn under, single crochet 1, and then an increase. 1, 2. Okay, so now we're going to begin our repeat, which is 2 single crochets and an increase. So 2 increase, 2 increase, all the way around. You're left with 1 stitch at the end, because if you remember, we just did 1 here, then an increase. So the last stitch becomes our second stitch, so it'll be 1, 2, increase. Repeat that around. Okay, so 2 single crochets using yarn under. 1, 2, and an increase. 1, single crochet 1, single crochet 2, and then an increase. 1, 2. Continue working that all the way around, and you will work 1 single crochet after your last repeat. So it's 2 increase relay with the stagger. Okay, so continue to do that, and just remember you'll have 1 at the end. Okay, so round 5 we are working another increase, and it's 3 single crochets, then your increase. So into the first stitch, work your yarn under single crochet, pop your marker back in, 2 more, 1 and 2, so that's 3 single crochet, then your increase. And like I say, if you have the pattern, you can see that that's in brackets, so that is repeated around. So it's 3 single crochet, then an increase. 1, 2, and 3, then an increase. 1 and 2 for the increase. Continue to do that all the way around, and then that's the last of our increases. 1, 2, 3, and an increase. Continue to do that, and we'll begin round 6 together. Okay, so 3 and an increase. Okay, so rounds 6 till 10, so it's 5 complete rounds, is just 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So it's just 1 yarn under single crochet in each stitch, and you'll do that for 5 full rounds. So there's no more increases. So it's just 1 in each stitch, and we will pick back up on round 11 after you've worked your 5 full rounds. Okay, continue around 5 rounds of single crochet. So just make sure at the end of round 6 and through to 10 that at the end you have 30 stitches. So your stitch count is 30. Continue to work around your 5 full rounds of US yarn under single crochet. Okay, so after you've done your 5 complete rounds, we're now on round 11, and as you can see, it says we're going to be working in the front loop only, and we're working over groups of 3, so 1, 2, and 3. So this is the repeat around. You skip the first into the next stitch, work 3 half double crochets, so go under just the front loop, and it's a normal yarn over half double crochet. So once you have 3, pull through all 3 stitches. Oh, okay, so 1, front loop only, 2, front loop only, 3. Into the next stitch, in the front loop only, you're going to work a slip stitch. Okay, so that's your first group of 3. Here's your next group of 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 1, into the next front loop only, work 3 half double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Molly's snoring, sitting beside me. I popped a picture up. She's been snoring. Okay, so into the next 3 stitches, you're going to skip 1, into the next 3 half double crochets, and then a slip stitch. And your slip stitch. Okay, and you're going to continue that repeat all the way around. Skip 1, 3 half double crochets, slip stitch. Skip 1, 3 half doubles, slip stitch. Do that all the way until you've got 3 stitches left, and I'll just show you where we end the little frill or the drippy ice cream part. Okay, so I'm at my last repeat of 3, so skip 1 in the next stitch, 3 half double crochet. Okay, and the last stitch is different. We're not working into the front loop here, so you can see we're not working into the front loop. We're going through the back loop. Okay, and then once you've got your hook through, we're going to fasten on your next colour. So grab your beige or whatever colour you're using for the wafer. So grab your wafer colour, make a little loop like so, and pull through both loops. Okay, then grab some scissors and fasten off the green. And then you're going to place both tails over the working yarn. So here's our working yarn of the beige. We're going to place both tails over the top into the back, And now we're ready to begin round 12. So working into the back loops that we didn't use from the previous row, we're going to work one single crochet using the yarn under technique. So there's your next one. We'll rework into this one at the very end. So into the back loop, you're going to yarn under, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Pop your stitch marker into that stitch and continue around. So you can see these are the back loops that we didn't use. You're going to work around one single crochet in each stitch, and then we're going to take a small pause and we're going to place the eyes and do a smile while we've got plenty of room rather than trying to do it at the end. Okay, so continue to work in the back loop only, one yarn under single crochet all the way around. Okay, so you'll have 30 stitches. This will be your first stitch, so we'll close that little gap there. So like I say, we're going to take a little pause and we're going to make his little face. Okay, so grab your eyes, some scissors, a lighter for melting the back of the eyes, some black yarn and a sewing needle. Okay, so to get your eye placement, we're going to be keeping this as our midpoint. So between these two peaks, rotate your hook round, puff it out so you know that this is your midpoint here. So the eyes need to be an equal space away from this. So I'm going to go 2 to the right and 2 to the left. So where I am here, I'm getting into that space with one eye, and you can have these little dots facing up or down, whatever you prefer. Okay, so I know it's 2 back to the midpoint and then 2 away. You can obviously do this however you prefer. Okay, so once you've got your eyes in place, pop your backs on with the cup side facing up the way. So up the way. And then with a lighter, and please take care at doing this, you're going to melt the little stalk just for a few seconds. Melt that little stalk down and then flatten it with the other side of your lighter. So once it just dips below, blow it out and then flatten it with your lighter, and that literally makes it really, really safe so it doesn't come out. Do that again on this side and then we'll do the smile. Okay, so now we've got our eyes in place, we're going to do the smile. You're going to enter from behind your work into this stitch here, just at the very base of the eye, and come through. Make sure you leave yourself a little tail because we're going to tie this in a wee second. You're going to jump over to the same stitch on this side, pop it through. Okay, and then in the middle, you're going to come from the back of your work through here. Then go underneath this little bar and then pull it down to the same point that you just came out of to make a little smile. Pop it all the way out. Pull it nice and tight, and then go into the same stitch. Sorry, it's harder to see. Go into the same stitch that you started from, and then back through to the back just to secure it. And then, so here's our two tails. They're really close to one another. You're going to do a box knot to secure this. So go, I'm sorry, it's not great to see. So you go right over left and pull it down, and then place the left tail over the right and do another little knot. Apologies, it's not great seeing. Okay, so then you can cut those ends away and we're ready to go back to our wafer part. Okay, so round 13, we're continuing to work in the back loop only, and we're going to do 4 single crochets, then a decrease. So in the back loop only, yarn under and finish that single crochet. Pop your stitch marker back in. 3 more back loop only, yarn under, single crochets. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so we're going to be doing a yarn under, single crochet decrease, so in the back loop only. So go into the back loop, yarn under and pull a loop through. Go into the next stitch in the back loop only, yarn under, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops. Yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay, so that's a yarn under decrease. and we're going to repeat. So it's 4 single crochets and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease. You're going to do that all the way around. Continuing to work in the back loop only, 4 decrease. Okay, so continuing in the same process, we're going to be doing 3 single crochet in the back loop and then a decrease. Okay, so into your next stitch, into the back loop, yarn under, and place your stitch marker back in. 2 more, and then we'll do a decrease. So it's 3, yarn under, single crochet, and then a decrease. So we're still working in the back loops. Go in, yarn under, and pull a loop up. Go into the next stitch, yarn under and pull a loop up, yarn over, pull through all 3. So your repeat for this round is 3 and a decrease. 1, 2, 3 and a decrease. All the way around, and then we will start round 15. Okay, so 3 and a decrease all the way around. Okay, so it's at this point, because the opening's still really wide, you're going to start adding your fire-resistant toy stuffing. Okay, so just make sure that it's quite soft but firm, if that makes sense, because you want it to hold the shape. So add enough stuffing, just don't have it all bulging out, because we're still going to be working. So add some stuffing, and then we'll begin round 15 together. Okay, so round 15, that's not a typo, it is, we're repeating the same, we're doing 3 and a decrease. Okay, so go into the back loop and repeat the previous row, which was 3 single crochets and a decrease, all in the back loop only. 1, 2, and 3, then a decrease. Okay, continue to do that, 3 and a decrease all the way around. Okay, so your next 2 rounds, we are not working in the back loop only, we're working through both loops, and we're doing a full round of single crochet. So in the under both loops, you're going to do yarn under, single crochet for 2 full rounds, then we'll add some more stuffing, and then do 1 more round of single crochet. So work your 2 rounds of single crochet, 16 and 17 single crochet, and then add your stuffing, and then do 1 more round of single crochet. 3 full rounds in total. Okay. Okay, so now you've done those 3 rounds and added your stuffing, we're going to work the base. Now there's 2 ways to do this. You can either work a back post single crochet or a back loop single crochet. I'm going to show you the back post single crochet first, okay? So bring your hook from the back to the front, go into your next stitch, so you can see you'll have the back post here, and you're going to work a single crochet. And now this is just a yarn over single crochet, just a normal one, okay? So that's 1. Here's your next post that we're working, and we're working the back post. So you come from the back of your work first. I really apologise for the building noise, that's why I've not been on. I was getting my kitchen done, the whole street is, so it's been a little bit of a nightmare. I do apologise. Okay, so into your next stitch, you're going to do another back post single crochet, and that's just a yarn over. If you can't do this, you can just work a back loop single crochet, but the back post way gives it a much neater edge, and it makes it flat so that it sits really nice, whereas the back loop, it kind of bulges out a little bit, so you don't get the same, it's not as stable as such. Okay, so you're going to continue working around the back post single crochet, and then we'll finish the Mr. Chip together. Okay, so back post single crochet. Okay, so at this point, if you need to add any more stuffing, I do a little bit, now is the time to add it, because after the next row it may be too late. So I do recommend that you can see some of the stitches, the stuffing through it with a larger hook, so I definitely would stick to a 3mm. But I just did this because it's a little bit easier for you to see. Okay, so your last stitch is a full round of decreases. and these are just normal yarn over invisible decreases. Okay, so go under the first front loop, under the next front loop, yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1. You're going to repeat. Go under the front loop only, swing over, go into the next front loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and continue until you're back to the start where you started. Okay, so I've just got one more, and then you will cut your yarn away. Okay, so then you'll cut your yarn away, pull the yarn completely out, thread it onto your sewing needle, and then I'm going to show you how to do an invisible close. Okay, so as you can see, we've still got a tiny gap left. So with your sewing needle into the next stitch, we're going to kind of repeat what we did with our hook. You go into the front loop, into the next front loop, and pull your yarn through over your next two. So we'll go under the front loop, under the front loop, and push your yarn through, and then pull that tight. Okay, so we'll now begin the flake. So grab some brown and some green, and we'll get ready to do. Okay, so for the flake, it's all yarn over stitches, and you're going to make a magic ring of 8 half double crochets. Okay, so make a magic ring, chain 1, and that chain 1 doesn't count, it just secures it. 8 half doubles, all yarn over stitches. So yarn over, go into your ring, and work 8 half double crochets. Okay, so with your magic ring half double crochets, you're going to begin in the first stitch working in the back loop only, and you're going to work 8 back loop only single crochets, and those single crochets are through are yarn over single crochets. Okay, so into the back loop, single crochet, all the way around, back loop only, single crochet. Okay, so for the rest of the flake, you're going to do the same. In the back loop only, you're going to work 8 single crochets, and you're going to do 4 complete rows of back loop only single crochet, and then we'll do this little part that looks like the flake's actually inside. Okay, so 4 full rounds of back loop only single crochet. Okay, so into my very last stitch of that round, I'm going to change colour. So when I've got 2 loops on my hook, I'm going to grab my ice cream colour and cut off the brown, and then I'm going to make a loop and add that colour on. Okay, and then put both tails over the top of the working yarn. Into my next stitch, in the front loop only, I'm going to slip stitch, chain 2, 1, 2, and in the next front loop only, slip stitch, chain 2, and into the next stitch, a slip stitch. That's the repeat, chain 2, slip stitch. I've now finished my round, and I'm going to just fasten off with a slip stitch, and then cut the yarn, leaving a long tail, stuff the little flake with just a little bit of stuffing, and then pop the flake wherever you like it at the side like so, and then sew it on. And that's him done. That's your little Mr. Chip, the happy little ice cream. I really hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please let me know what you thought in the comments below, and remember to check the description box to go to the Random Acts of Crochet Kindness and More group, where there's loads of free patterns, including this one. Okay, I'll see you later. Thank you very much for watching, and bye-bye.